filmed this and was planning to edit it and post it for Valentine's Day, but our family has suffered another loss on my other side of the family. My grandfather died, so I'm in grief 2.0, and I have not had the time or energy, bandwidth until now, so that's why this is late. Anyways, sending love to you, sending love to myself, just everyone send a lot of love. Thanks. Howdy partners, welcome back to Samara Builds. I'm Samara. I'm building a better life. Self-love, bloom, 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 little hearts, lots of love. Okay, it's like Valentine's Day time, season of love. I'm not talking about romantic love at all today. It's early, I've got my coffee. I'm talking about self-love, which is like, if you don't love yourself, I feel like it's just like a base building block for a lot of other things. I'm not saying that you have to have that before your life gets better, before you make healthy choices. I'm just saying it can be hard to accept good things. It can be hard to do good things for yourself if you don't love yourself, like if you don't think you're worthy of them. But luckily, I'm the master of trickery, tricking the old noggin. So I'm going to teach you how to trick yourself into loving yourself. And to prove it, I'm coming as my most unlovable self. No makeup. That's kind of half a joke. I know that's not my most unlovable self, but this is how I feel, especially like putting it on the internet. Like, I don't look my most beautiful. Down. Just kidding. I mean, that is how I feel sometimes, but I don't fully believe that anymore, which is the point I'm trying to make, but now it's sounding weird to me. It's very early. It's like 5 in the morning. Let's just get into it. Here is how to trick yourself into loving yourself, okay? Okay, there are a couple of ways that we can delude ourselves into loving ourselves, and I will start with one of the things that really worked well for me, and that's faking it till you make it, baby. Now, when you hear this one, you might think I'm saying to tell yourself false platitudes, or like look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself things you love about yourself, even if you don't. No, that's a little too extreme. I'm just saying, start treating yourself as if you already love yourself. This means doing things like going for a walk, eating something healthy, sometimes having a little treat, journaling, scheduling therapy. This looks different for everybody, but you know, before you make a decision, just pause and say, you know, if I love myself, what am I doing in this moment? You don't even have to say, I love myself, so I'm doing this. Just say, like, if I'm the kind of person that loves myself, what's the choice I'm making? And like I said, that's different for everybody. It's different for every situation. Sometimes that means pushing yourself to go to the gym. Sometimes that means getting that little bit of extra sleep. You know, really listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. You're going to know what that choice is for yourself. But like I said, just make choices for yourself, for your life, consciously thinking, I'm a person that loves myself. What's the choice here? Okay? Another way to bamboozle yourself into loving your body, your whole humanness, is to think of yourself as somebody else. This is something that I do, especially like if I'm in some type of shame spiral, you know, brain's out of control, nasty thoughts are loud. I think, what would I say to my best friend here? I would not be saying the mean thoughts that are saying in my head. I would not. And I wouldn't, if her brain was telling her that, I'd say, don't believe that. Your brain's dumb. It doesn't know anything. I know that you are an amazing person that's worthy of love. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the situation calls for. That's what I would say. And so sometimes I have to take a step back from myself and be like, okay, facts on the ground are this. What would I say to my best friend? Probably tell herself to give herself a little hug, drink some water, maybe go for a walk, clear your head. I don't know. Like I said, every situation is different, but like if you are so full of self-loathing, which, buddy, I've been there. I have been there. If you're so full of self-loathing that you can't even find any part of yourself to love, think of yourself as somebody else. Think of yourself as your best friend, as your favorite cousin, as your second grade teacher who is so nice to you. Whoever it is that like just you feel a lot of love for, imagine yourself as that person. How would you be treating yourself? How would you be talking to yourself? And that doesn't mean that when those negative thoughts come up about yourself to be like, oh, I'm so dumb, I'm such an idiot. Like self-flagellating. No, we're all human. Just be like, silly old brain, I'm my best friend right now, so clearly you're wrong. Sorry. Just, yeah. Depersonalization has been a good go-to for me for my whole life. Sometimes as a good thing, sometimes as a bad thing. I think in this situation it can be a good thing to be like, oh, I'm not Samara. I'm Sarah, my twin. I'm Megan. I'm Jared. I'm my grandma Jane. I'm my mom who's an angel. You gonna talk to an angel like that? No. Okay, my next tip of tricking yourself into loving yourself is kind of in line with the last one, a bit of depersonalization, but to just like fully accept that I'm a human. Like when I'm in these shame spirals, when I'm self-hating, it's often because I'm not perfect. I'm not responsible enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the perfect body. I don't, I'm not going to tell you guys the list of why I sometimes don't like myself or I'm self-conscious, but you get the point. We can have this list in our heads. And it's so important for me to remind myself, I'm just a human. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm doing a pretty good job with the hand I've been dealt. I've made a lot of mistakes. Everybody's made mistakes though. Literally every human has made lots of mistakes. It's just part of being human. So like, don't even think of yourself, or like do what you want, but like in this situation, don't even think of yourself as a best friend or something like that. Just recognize you're a mammal. You're a human mammal animal on this planet trying to survive, like a little mouse in the desert or like a whale in the ocean. You're just surviving. Like, that's amazing. That's a miracle. Sometimes that's enough for the day. Like, just find the gratitude in that. Just like, oh, I'm alive and I'm, have a roof over my head. I got food on my bowl. Like taking a step out of your life even to just recognize that life is hard and you are human and you're doing your best and it's not going to go perfectly can feel liberating to think like, oh yeah, I don't have to like wear this mantle I've been wearing of like trying to be perfect or trying to perfectly atone for whatever bad thing you did or whatever. Like, life is hard for everybody. Let's just like give ourselves a little bit of grace there, that we're just aminals on this planet. I'm trying to wiggle my nose like a rabbit. Therapy has really helped me to be able to see past my faults and my insecurities into the little nugget, the little core of who I am, and I love myself in there. I really do. And it's taken a long time, and I'm not saying this happens overnight, and I'm not saying it's perfect every day. Every single period, I hate myself. Every, minor inconvenience, it makes me doubt. But ultimately, I really do love myself, faults and all. And it's through the methods I've been talking about, and like I said, therapy. I look back on mistakes I've made in my past, or even not so past mistakes I made yesterday. And when the self-flagellating thoughts come up, when the self-hatred, when that mean voice pops up, I'm now at a point where some, depends on the week, I can say, wow, brain, thank you so much for trying to protect me. This is not the method we're doing anymore, but thank you. We're going to put those thoughts to the side. Let's focus on something else. Sometimes just driving my attention towards something totally outside of myself. I don't have to be oh, brain, I'm not the worst person in the world. I'm the best person in the world. No, brain, yeah, I'm not the worst person in the world. We got to do some laundry though. So let's gear our attention. Let's sort laundry. Just get yourself outside of the navel gazing. Sometimes is what I need to just break that cycle, break that loop, break that spiral. Just pause. Let's focus on this thing. And for me, I prefer not to doom scroll or, something like that. I would prefer to do something not even necessarily productive, but just more beneficial. So something like painting, something where you can kind of get into that flow state, going for a walk, going for a hike, something like I said, just fully get out of that zone. It really works for me a lot of the time, so try her out. Okay, the last thing I'm going to bring up is, I was going to say if you want to have a crush on yourself, but we're not doing crushes, because crushes are based off of not reality. It's a lot of projection. And I think part of the reason that it's so easy for us to hate ourselves is there's no mystery. It's all reality. We know what we're getting. Where with a crush, you can put them on a pedestal and imagine all these crazy things about them. So we're not having crushes on ourselves. We're loving ourselves. It's a long-term relationship. This isn't a short little crush. It's not a rebound. I'm in this vessel for the long run. I'm with this old noggin, this brain, this skull meat for the duration of my life. So buckle up. We're in it together. It's going to be rough sometimes. So the last bit I have for how to love yourself is, I think I'm going to tie all these things together of just truly taking care of yourself. Making the choices that are going to be the most beneficial for you. And however you have to get there to make those choices is fine. If, like I said, you have to imagine yourself like your best friend, just see yourself truly as a human animal. Another one is thinking of a version of yourself that you do love. For me, that's my 5-year-old self or my old lady self. There's nothing not to love about those two versions. And so sometimes I'm taking care of, when I, really want 6 bowls of ice cream and I limit it down to 2, that's me taking care of my 5-year-old self. When I really want to stay in bed, but I choose to go work out, that's for my old lady self. But just the most trickery thing, the most insidious, crazy way to trick yourself is by making these small actions every day. Every day, choose something. Even if you're just starting with one thing every day, that's a good choice for yourself. That's a good place to start. And that's not overwhelming. Just one thing every day. And every day, those little things are going to turn into habits. They're going to turn into mindsets. They're going to turn into lifestyle changes. It's going to shift maybe who your friends are, maybe what you do with your spare time, maybe your career, maybe everything. Those little changes build and build into a big old fat bedrock. Like I said, a building base for building a good life is loving yourself. And when you do those little actions every day, it does build up into, holy smokes, one day you're going to look back, you're just going to pause and think like, me? I love me. I love me. I love me. I love me. And that's like such a powerful feeling to get to. I wish everyone can feel this way, which is the wild thing. And I know some people are like, well, I've done something so horrible that I could never forgive myself. Give therapy a try. Try some reconciliation. Try, putting out more good in the world than you've done harm. Try her out. You don't have anything to lose. Happy Valentine's Day. Like I said, we're not even talking about romance. Like, get out of here. Love yourself. Give yourself a little Valentine's Day card. I know we said no crushes, but sometimes it's okay to have a little crush. Dress up nice for yourself. Take yourself to a nice dinner. Take yourself to a music show you like. Read a book that you know you're going to enjoy. Take care of yourself. Love yourself, because it's only you. It's only you for the long run. Give yourself a love. Drink some water. Go for a walk. If you're having a hard time, I feel you. And take care of yourself through your hard times too. I am sending love to all of you, so you better feel it right now. I'm sending it. Sending love. Thank you guys so much. Like this video, subscribe, comment, all the things, share. Once again, I'm not on social media, so please be on social media for me. All right, I love you guys. Bye.